If you clicked on this video, then you are already aware of the hype behind Arcteryx and why it is such an expensive clothing brand. But if you're new and curious, then here's a quick backstory. Arcteryx is a Canadian outdoor equipment and clothing brand founded in 1989. The brand takes its name from Archaeopteryx lithographica, the first reptile to develop feathers for flight, symbolizing the brand's focus for evolution and adaptation. Initially, they specialized in climbing gear, but since then they have expanded their line to outdoor equipment and clothing. They are known for their commitment to innovation, quality, and durability, making them a trusted choice for professionals and outdoor enthusiasts. Basically, they make really high-end gear that should last a lifetime to justify their price tag. So a $500 rain jacket might sound a lot to you, but if it lasts 5 to 10 years, then you're really only paying $50 to $100 a year, if that helps you sleep better at night. Many have fallen to the Arcteryx effect, which is really just buying high-end expensive gear that an average consumer like myself has no need for. You're probably one of those people if you're watching this video right now. Make no mistake, their quality is some of the top end and highest tier you can get, but it's also intended for the most extreme users out there. Now you gotta ask yourself, are you one of those people? Maybe if you're first starting out in bouldering, you shouldn't be getting Arcteryx shoes and clothing and gear if you're only starting with V0s or 5As. Maybe you don't need a $500 rain jacket for a quick walk out in the city. Listen, you definitely can, but just keep in mind it might be overkill. Either way, I love their quality and I believe in buying nice, not thrice, which helps me sleep at night. And in this video, I will be going over a quick Arcteryx haul of the latest gear that I just bought and in what situations I intend to use them for. Okay, so the first product that we will be going over is the Modus short sleeve crew neck shirt. The one I have is a black color, but in real life, I have to say it feels almost like gray. The color on the website is actually black heather, so that does make more sense. This is not true black. Overall, first impression thoughts, it is a lot tighter than I thought it would be. This is a size small, but it's definitely more form-fitting, as you can see on the biceps. But as far as quality feels, it's amazing. It's one of the softest shirts I own. I can't wait to work out in it. And I think it is pretty flattering. I'm just surprised how tight it is. Next product we'll be talking about is the shorts that I am wearing. These are the new Incendo shorts for the men's. They are in the 7-inch seam, which is the perfect length for me. It is also a size small. It is in the serene colorway, which I am loving because you could throw a white shirt, dark shirt, pretty much any color shirt over this. These go for about $100 on their website, which I never thought I'd be paying $100 for shorts. Features that I need to highlight are the zipper pockets. Honestly, that's the main reason I picked these shorts over their other ones, because these had zipper pockets, which really come in handy when you're going on a run or a walk and you just want to store your keys in there without worrying them falling out. So we have 2 zipper pockets on these shorts. There is a hidden back pocket in the flap back here with no zippers, but it's pretty secure. I could see myself throwing my keys in here for a run as well. The quality feels amazing. It feels very weatherproof, even though I don't think it is. It might be a little water resistant, but not fully waterproof. One thing I will say though, for a very expensive pair of shorts, I feel like my Lululemons, which are actually kind of cheaper than these, have more flexibility and give and are kind of more comfortable. So take that as you will. I think they'll be fine. I think they're gonna be good on hikes as well. They feel more sturdy and I feel like they'll last a long time. So next off, we have the Solano Jacket. This is made of the Gore-Tex Infinium material, which is a step down from their full-on Gore-Tex material. Basically, it's more affordable, still very, very water resistant, not fully waterproof, but from what I've seen, it's pretty much on par with waterproofness. The jacket feels very good. The outer material feels amazing. The inside is a velvet lining, which I didn't know, and I kind of regret. It's very soft, and I think that helps with the windproofness, because this is a windproof jacket. My only concern is that I bought this hoping to wear it in the summer and spring, but I'm gonna get very toasty in here. So unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to use this in the hot summer or the hot springs. It'll be great for fall and maybe some of the winter. I kind of wish there was no velvet lining in here, but you live and you learn. As far as features, it does have an interior zip pocket right here. There is also 2 zip pockets on the side, which also have velvet in them, which can warm up your hands when it gets colder. A drawstring down here to cinch it up. Let's show you what it looks like when it's fully zipped. I love the look of it. It's more of a city and urban style vibe, which I am a fan of. This colorway is also pretty awesome. I think it's the forage color, which is kind of a muted green. There's this reflector lining here on the sides for maybe when you're biking or running. It's just a nice reflector for cars to see you when their lights hit it. And here's what it looks like with the hood up. As you can see, it'll definitely keep you dry. Cool thing with the sleeves, they have this cinch cuff in the back and just a nice clean look on the top. Gore-Tex Infinium branding right here. First time owning Gore-Tex Infinium, gotta say, I'm liking it. So up next is a new one from their spring summer lineup. This is the Rethel hoodie or Rethel hoodie. This is a size small. It's in full black. I am loving it. It's got this cool high collar neck, which I'm a huge fan of. It's gonna be really good for snowboarding, skiing. This is 200 bucks and I gotta say, kind of disappointed. I'm not sure. I never paid 200 bucks for a hoodie. I was expecting it to be a lot thicker and more material. It's pretty lightweight. I think it's advertised as heavier weight on their website. Materials feel great, but it just feels not cheap, but it just doesn't feel like it's worth $200. Design is awesome. It's very subtle, it's sleek. You have some Arcteryx embroidering logo right here. Pockets are zippered. These pockets are very sleek. Like you can barely tell that there's a zipper here. I don't see myself running in this. Well, maybe actually. Maybe I can see myself running this in the winter season. But for now, I won't really be able to test it out. I just got it because it looks cool and I wanted a new black hoodie. In case you're wondering what the hood looks like when it's up. The length is great. I'm a size small, 5'6". Overall, very urban, very city-esque. Pairs well with all their other stuff. Also going to show you the Ionia merino wool t-shirt. As you can see, this one is a little bit more loose fitting. Much longer on the sleeves, but it's still tight. Looks good, and it's made of wool, so it's supposed to last a while, not stink as much, good at moisture wicking and temperature regulating. It's an expensive shirt. I think this is 90 bucks. The one thing I will say is after a few washes, I do see some fraying and fuzziness happening. Not sure if that's just me not knowing how to wash wool clothing or the material. If there was a shirt I would take on a 3-day trek or any type of trek, this would probably be the shirt. We are also going to take a look at one of my favorite pieces from Arcteryx, which is their Squamish hoodie. Pretty much just a very light collapsible wind shell. I bought it for morning runs where it's still a little chilly, but not that cold. It is so light. It feels very thin, but at the same time, it's such high quality that I love taking it anywhere. My complaints is that there's no side pockets, but when you're using it for runs and quick spurts outside, you don't really need them. Luckily, there is one chest pocket here, so when I do go on runs, I'll throw my keys, maybe my phone in here. The color is amazing. I think this is the Solace color, and I just absolutely love the fit. It's great that it's so thin because you can literally collapse it up, throw it in your bag, not worry about it. Like I just took this out of my bag because I forgot it was in there. Yes, it wrinkles, but it's meant to collapse and just unfold. Currently, I have 2 pairs of shoes from Arcteryx. These are the Norvin LD3 shoes. I think LD stands for long distance, so Norvin long distance 3s. I will say these are my absolute favorite shoes, favorite trainers for running. Arch support is great. The grips from the Vibram is amazing. The color is perfect. I know I'm a white shoe guy. Some people hate them, but you just have to be ready to know that your white shoes will never be fully white. Comfort's awesome. Everything about it is great. I can't complain. The other pair of shoes that I got from Arcteryx are the Conceals FL2. FL standing for fast and light. Honestly, comparing these to the Norvins, I think the Norvins are lighter because these shoes are meant for hiking and climbing. And I have put them to the test, and I will say these will be my go-to shoes for whenever I go hiking or free climbing. They're also great for scrambling, and I can confirm they work very well. This is my first ever Arcteryx backpack. It is the Mantis 16 liter. Anytime I see the black and gold embroidery option from Arcteryx, I think it's so sleek, so I had to get it. This is just an everyday bag. It's 16 liters. It's smaller than all of my camera bags. It does the job for just quick runs to the grocery shop, dropping stuff off at the UPS store, going climbing, going play pickleball, throw small stuff in here, not worry about it. Looks good, conforms to the back well, has 2 side pockets for water. Can't complain. There's also a hydro flask option for here, but I've never used one and probably never will. So I just use that extra storage as for my keys and wallets. Something interesting about this is that it has like this foam or plastic board in the back that just keeps it rigid and firm. Never really seen that in a backpack, but it's interesting. Can you fit a laptop in here? 13-inch laptop will probably fit. Tablets will fit. No 16-inch laptops are fitting in here. And the latest backpack I just got is the Alpha AR 55 liter. So funny story, I got this backpack thinking that it would be perfect for multi-day treks and hikes, overnighters. But then I kind of didn't realize that it's really more geared towards as a climbing backpack. Don't get me wrong, I could definitely still use it for those purposes, but since it's more geared towards climbing, I might have to return it or sell it or give it to somebody, because there's a lot of good features on here that are perfect for climbers. Unfortunately, I don't see myself using it for climbing. I wanted mainly something just to store a lot of stuff, maybe a camping bag or food, supplies, just for like a night or two out in the woods. Probably shouldn't be buying these bags in the first place, but it's a really high quality bag, and I've seen reviews of people say that they still use them for treks and hikes. Who knows, maybe I'll keep it, but you want a bag at a pretty good price, let me know. And while we're at it, we might as well talk about my favorite pair of socks from them. These are just their merino wool socks in the black and gold colorway. Like I said, this colorway is just too nice to pass up. Had to get it. Looks cool. Wore them skiing, snowboarding. They do the job, keep my feet warm, keep them pretty dry, not too much sweat. Since then, I have found a new sock brand that I love, and that is Darn Tough. Give them a look if you're interested in really good wool socks, because they have a lifetime guarantee. I don't see these ripping anytime soon, but I'm not sure if these have a lifetime guarantee. So there you have it, a quick overhaul of some of the latest gear that I just bought. Tell me, which ones are your favorite? Are there any items on the list that you already have? Any that you have questions on? Let me know in the comments below. And are there any that you will be purchasing soon for yourself? Anyways, thank you for making it this far in the video, and let me know what gear I should review next. Thanks for watching. Peace.